Hello, aviators. Welcome back to Accident Case Study with John. Today, we're talking about an accident case study that is near and dear to my heart. This was actually a fellow classmate of mine in training, and God rest her soul, and my heart goes out to her family. We're going to use it today as an instructional piece because what they call risk stacking is something that scares me in flying. So I mean for this to be instructional, and I'm going to catch up on it a little bit. So this is a cargo pilot flying from Salt Lake City to Burley, Idaho. The bad weather conditions, wintertime, single pilot operations caused her to cancel the flight prior. Day 2 now, she's still trying to get her cargo delivered on time. She's made her flight to Burley, and she's just been cleared for the approach, and this is her first attempt at Burley, Idaho.
A steady, though slightly steep descent. From the final approach fix to the minimum descent altitude, she descends about 1,000 feet per minute. The pilot is fast in the approach, but close to her operations procedures, which call for 120 knots on approach in icing conditions until visual contact with the runway is established. With 1 mile visibility in mist and light snow, the VFR conditions forecast earlier now seem a mirage. At the minimum descent altitude, which is 4,560 feet MSL, or about 400 feet AGL, the pilot executes the missed approach procedure, continuing directly over the runway.
She then makes a missed approach procedure and does it perfectly. Asks to shoot the approach again, and we'll go to that part. What isn't clear if she knew at this point was that the AWOS was now reporting that the visibility was 1 statute mile, whereas the forecast was greater than 6 statute miles visibility. 1 statute mile visibility is going to be tough to be able to see the runway. So here we go. She is now on her second approach to Burley.
As her first approach. She is slower this time by roughly 20 knots. Half a mile from runway 20, the Caravan emerges below the clouds in a wings-level, nose-high descent. Directly below and ahead of the airplane is a large potato processing plant, with a series of stacks, producing a large plume of steam directly on final approach to the runway. According to an eyewitness, almost immediately after emerging below the clouds, the Caravan flies into the plume of steam. The pilot powers up, lifts the nose, strikes a stack, and crashes onto the roof of the plant. Sadly, she does not survive the impact.
Risk stacking is scary because not each one of these things is inherently dangerous, but it's the fact of all of these things that you're adding up that slowly make this into a dangerous situation. So what they accounted it for was that it was single pilot operations, winter conditions, under a demanding approach, non-standard obstacle clearance with those smokestacks, non-standard vertical descent angle is a 3.75 degree descent angle on that approach, directly over stacks, and she was downwind of the plume. All these things are, once again, not dangerous, but having them all together can make it a dangerous situation. So I don't mean to put a damper. Flying is safe when it's done correctly and safely, and my heart goes out to her family, and I hope that this can be instructional for us to stay safe and to not risk stack. We'll see you.